Messi or Ronaldo?
I can't choose.
Comedy or horror film?
Comedy.
You're a bit heartbroken there?
No, I'm
No?
not heartbroken.
Okay.
I'm not heartbroken.
Soccer or football here is very, very popular. Do you have any advice for a country like us?
I've spent enough time in Indonesia and different parts of this part of the world, and I've seen there is talent here. There's a lot of talent here.
Catatan Najwa bersama David Beckham, international sports sensation, philanthropist, and global icon. David, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
So, is this your second visit here?
I think I've been here more than 2 times actually. My last time was obviously with the Galaxy a few years ago.
I remember that.
And I had a lot of fun playing here. But I'm excited to be back, because I said on stage that every time that I've come to this part of the world and to Indonesia, people have been, extremely friendly, nice, and welcoming. So I'm excited to be back.
You're here now as AII ambassador. Can you tell us a bit more about what's your Why campaign?
What's My Why campaign was something that we felt that people would really resonate well with, because we all love our families, we all love our friends, and we wanted to kind of create something that asked the question, what is your why? And why do you want to be healthier? And why do you want to live longer? And why do you want to look after yourself, your friends, your family in a better way? So we felt that a campaign like this was very strong, and it comes across like that in the campaign. So we're very proud of that. I think that people loved what we did. And what we have plans for in the future.
I've seen your video. Your why is your children, of course. You have a beautiful family, and I think they're almost as famous as their parents now.
They probably are, yeah. They probably are. But obviously Brooklyn, who is 19 years old now.
A photographer.
And enjoying himself, which he should at 19. Then we have Romeo, who's 15 years old, loves tennis. He's a passionate...
More than football, you think?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Must be a bit heartbroken there?
No, I'm not heartbroken.
Okay.
I'm not heartbroken, but, as long as they're happy, as long as they're healthy, then that's the most important thing. Cruz loves to sing and play the guitar. He's 13 years old. And
just released a single, I heard? A Christmas single?
He did one last Christmas for charity, which the Christmas before I think it was actually, which he had fun with. He's a young kid wanting to do something for charity. It's important. And then Harper, who's 6 years old and is the boss. So it's simple as that.
Do you see one of them following your footsteps as a professional footballer?
No, I don't actually. I think that they like to play football. It's not really something that I feel that they will go into in the future. Who knows? It might change. Kids change their mind very quickly. But as long as they're happy, I don't care what they do. As long as they have a passion and they enjoy themselves and they're healthy and happy, it's the most important thing.
That's true. That's true. Do you yourself miss playing professional football, David?
I do. I played it for 22 years professionally. So, I think when any athlete comes to the end of their career and they're not doing what they've done for the last 20 years, you are going to have certain moments that are going to be difficult. I think we always see that with athletes, when they step away from what they love and what they've done for a long time. It's a difficult period. But, I've been lucky. I've been lucky that I've jumped into other things straight away on the business side of my life, and I'm pretty busy, so I do miss it, of course, but I have a lot of other things going on.
Own a club.
Yes.
In Miami, USA, a major soccer league.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. It's something that we've worked hard to make happen. We announced it 4 years ago, and 4 years after that, we finally have the franchise. So it's been a long road, a difficult one at times, but we really felt that persisting was the right thing to do.
I remember reading in the news you said it's a dream come true. So when did this dream started?
I think, you know, it probably started without me even knowing about it when I was a kid. You know, I was able to have a dream of wanting to be a professional footballer. You know, I was able to actually become that professional footballer, and my dream was, you know, realised. But then, you know, as a young kid, you know, owning a team is something that you used to do on a computer game.
Yes.
You know, you used
Pick
to
choose
kind of,
the players.
you know, pick your manager, pick your players, pick the colours of your team, pick the logo, and now I'm doing it in reality. So it's something that, it was a dream, and for a long time.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Okay, this one is for, this question is for Manchester United fans here in Indonesia. You have tons of them here. Who do you think MU should get to improve their squad next season?
That's why I'm not a manager. That's why I'm not a manager. I'm a fan of Manchester United, and I believe that we're going in the right direction. You know, obviously this season, people are talking about it being a difficult season, but I don't see it like that. You know, we're up against a team like Manchester City that is just playing at another level to most teams in Europe, most teams around the world. So, you know, we're second in the league. Obviously, we've just lost Ibra to the Galaxy, but Ibra's been a kind of a great personality, a great player for us to have with the club. But I think going forward, you know, that's down to the manager. You know, I think that we have the right person in there doing the right job. We have great players. We have great young players coming through. You know, so I think that, you know, the future is bright. But as a Manchester United fan, you know, we've had 20 years of success, you know, and when you have a few years where you don't have the success, we're one of the biggest clubs in the world, so that's going to be highlighted.
Okay.
But I do feel that we're going in the right direction.
Okay, and then I have to ask this because otherwise the Arsenal fans would hate me.
Okay.
So who do you think is the toughest Arsenal player that you've played against?
Toughest Arsenal player that I've played against? Oh my goodness. Toughest Arsenal player. I always I respect him as a player. I respect him as an England player. Ashley Cole was a player that you know, he was the closest thing to Roberto Carlos that I played against. You know, he's one of the Roberto Carlos was the best left back in the world. So
your best friend
Ashley
also.
Cole, and one of my best friends. So Ashley Cole is definitely a tough player. But then you have Patrick Vieira. You know, he was a great player that we had many battles with. So there's many players that I've come up against in the Arsenal team that were tough.
Will you be following the World Soccer?
I will. I follow most big competitions around the world with in football, and
what are England's chances this year, you think?
I think we have a good chance. You know, I think that going into this World Cup we've done very well, which we normally do. But then
coming from the England's captain for 6 years,
then coming into the competition, I think we've got a lot of good young talented players, raw talent. I think that's important, and players that actually are playing in the strongest and biggest league in the world. So we have a good chance.
Okay, so this question is for Indonesia. Soccer or football here is very, very popular. We are a country with 262 million people, but sadly we are still striving to make a scene in the world football. Do you have any advice for a country like us?
You know, I very rarely like to give advice because I think sometimes it can sound a little preachy. But I think that obviously I have had the experience of playing the game for many years with some of the biggest clubs and obviously the biggest players. So I have a certain amount of experience. But my experience and my advice always is, you know, I was lucky. I grew up in a country that believed in the academy system. That's how, you know, young players get the chance to become professional players, whereas there's many countries and many teams and clubs around the world that don't have that infrastructure, and that's where it begins. You know, you start it at the grassroots level, you start it at the ground level, bringing the right coaches in, you know, being able to give, you know, kids, you know, the right education that runs throughout the game. But I've spent enough time in Indonesia and different parts of this part of the world, and I've seen there is talent here. There is a lot of talent here. It's just being able to give these kids the opportunity to live their dream. you know, because you play it from such a young age, and then at some point you have to get a job because it's not, you know, you don't have.
Can make a living out of
Yeah,
it.
so I think that's obviously a huge investment which has to be made, but the infrastructure, the academy systems is something that is
Very
a must.
important.
Is a must.
Okay. Do we have time to do a quick fire questions? Just a quick one?
Yes.
Okay, great. Favorite car?
Favorite car, Land Rover.
Okay. Favorite karaoke song?
Frank Sinatra.
Which one?
World on a String.
I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger.
Messi or Ronaldo?
I can't choose between the two. I love them both.
Okay. A favorite goal you ever scored?
Wimbledon goal.
And Beckham saw Sullivan off his line. Oh!
Best manager you ever had?
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Comedy or horror film?
Comedy.
Favorite hairstyle?
This one.
Least favorite hairstyle?
Cornrows.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Terima
Thank you.
kasih.
Thank you.
Thank you.